All right, and we're live.
We are live.
We are off to 2021.
Happy New Year.
Happy frickin' New Year.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Happy.
And I'm optimistic.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I am too. Yeah.
I think. Either I'm optimistic about things going terribly awry and our country getting back on course,
Mhm.
and if not, I'm optimistic about what I can control.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of things planned. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of book stuff. So if things get
Good.
bad, I'm just gonna
Buckle down.
I'm gonna buckle down.
Yep.
I'm gonna buckle down and write until they come to my door.
Then it's trash day. It's America's trash day.
Then it's trash time. Right.
Because this town needs an enema. Well,
Hey, Adam is on. Greetings, sir. Thank you for joining us. Check it out. Yes,
right,
we both got the shirt.
Ungrateful Colonials.
Yep.
I wore this specifically for Adam last week.
I remember.
It was like, Adam, he'll get a kick out of it.
I ordered one right after we ended last week's live stream.
Oh, yeah.
So we are your Ungrateful Colonial friends.
We are, yeah. We're your friends across the pond. Toast?
Let's do it.
Yeah? You or me?
Hey, you do it this time.
All right. Take up the broken sword of your father.
And strike down the darkness.
It's just like amber. It's like gold.
It is Bullet Rye.
Yeah.
Bullet bourbon. Rye.
Yeah.
It's a rye whiskey. So good.
Always a good classic choice.
Especially for the money. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So, any developments on Nashville? On the Happy Birthday, Jesus? Kaboom.
Oh. No, everything was as expected.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Yeah.
And immediately they started telling us it was an old, just like I called it, an old white guy in his 60s who was a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
And a Trump supporter. Turns out they threw in a dash of he hated cops.
Oh, okay.
Which doesn't make sense. Because,
yeah. Because why would there be a warning if he hated cops?
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
They just call in a bomb threat.
Yeah.
And not, have a timer.
Mm-hmm.
But it was everything we expected. And if you'd noticed, there's been zilch in the news, and that was only a week ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bomb goes off on Christmas morning downtown Nashville,
Yeah.
and it's buried. It's under it's
just sweep it up.
It was all part of the plan. You know what? I would like to toast Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and the Democrats for pulling this off.
Yeah.
It was masterful.
Good job, George Soros.
Well, yeah, good job. You hit everything. You buried all the evidence.
Yep.
And nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Thanks.
So, hey, you know what? Cheers. I guess. Well done. I wish we were that savvy.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and there's one thing that makes me think, because it's either a deep state attack or it's a white hat attack. The only thing that is kind of interesting, and I still don't really know which is which, but if the gunshots were real, then my suspicion is that was part 2 of the Battle of Frankfurt.
Okay.
That happened a couple months
ago. Could be. Yeah, if the gunshots were real.
If the gunshots are
real. There's a debate between, was there a firefight or was there just a recording of the firefight during the Nashville bombing?
Yeah.
By the way, Tracy is watching on the French mythology page. We're doing a simultaneous cast right now, live stream. So thank you for joining. We're talking, we are the Gosslings.
Yep. Yeah, we are the Gosslings.
I'm Nick.
For better or worse, I'm Jonathan.
And this is something we do every Sunday night. And we're writers. We talk about writing and the process and all that stuff. And we also are conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
If you want to call us that.
Driven. Cis, white, straight, male, Christian,
pursuers of
families,
truth. Yes, pursuers of truth. And two very open-minded and zealous patriots.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Go Constitution. I need my Constitution in one hand, I need my Bible in the other hand.
That's right.
And I need about 18 guns strapped to me. How many can I carry my body weight in firearms? Yes, I can. Only 5 feet, but that's all you need.
But you got to train for that.
Yeah,
you got to strap all your weapons to you and then go jogging.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the neighbors love it.
They love that.
Yeah, Yeah.
I love that.
I used to
So good.
I used to run in the neighborhood in a weight vest, like a 20-pound weight vest, and it looks a lot like body armor to the untrained eye. And I would wear like my American flag silkies and my Trump shirt underneath. And with the look, you know, especially when this is trimmed, when this looks presentable, not, you know, not mujahideen, then yeah, it would be like, for anybody who didn't know, it'd be like, I don't know about that guy. That's a little weird.
There's a guy who does that in my neighborhood.
Really?
A young guy, early 30s, and he runs all the time, and he has a weighted vest on. But it
looks like a plate carrier.
It looks exactly like a plate carrier.
If you don't know what to look for, then it's easy to mistake it. And
then I noticed, and he's pretty frequent, he runs up and down the main road that our subdivision is adjacent to, but then he'll also cut through the neighborhood sometimes. Well, I have noticed in the past 3 weeks, he only runs at night. He only runs at night. People are getting a little on edge. The closer we get to January 6th, there's a lot of talk about what may or may not happen. I will tell you this. I have a lot of friends, some of them you know.
By the way, when I would do that, I would usually go in the morning, like right after work, because I work nights, and I would, even under the weight vest, I would still have a Glock 19 right in here.
That's so awesome.
Belly button.
That's so awesome.
You can do it. You can make it work. You know.
That's wicked.
Anyways, so mutual friends.
Yeah, I got a lot of mutual friends who are watching they're like really red-blooded patriots, very zealous, and they want things to kick off real bad.
Get some of that energy, that big piston, long stroke energy. I can't say it because it's YouTube, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you gotta, keep it
PG-13. Yeah.
But they're ready for kick. But the thing is, it's until we know on January 6th what happens in Congress, you know, it's really outside their control.
Yeah.
It's outside my control.
It is.
So I resolved to not allow it to cloud or rob my joy for the new year, even if that joy lasts only 6 days.
Good for you.
I woke up feeling like Ebenezer Scrooge on Christmas morning.
Did you really?
I did. I said, you know what? This year's going to be about optimism, gratitude, generosity, and working hard at, you know, our books and stuff. But some of these guys are just like, they're
oh, dude,
they're calling for outright.
My security boss, buddy, and I. Yeah. Yeah. It's like an improv.
Crazy.
You know, the improv rule. Yes, and you know. No, listen, my security boss, buddy, and I, when I came over, what was it, Christmas Eve? Was it Christmas Eve night, or what? I think that's right? Or was it Christmas Day night?
Day night.
That's right.
Christmas Day in the evening.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So I was outside talking to a buddy of mine for one of those, one of those friends, dear friend, for probably 20 minutes. And we both were like, happy birthday, Jesus. Happy birthday to us. It's going to be awesome. Like, we were so stoked.
Yeah.
Because even though we were in an informational blackout, you know, it was like, man, like, finally, like, we get to, you know.
Yeah, when the bomb went off in Nashville, our 911 lines were down.
Yeah.
And we probably mentioned that on the live stream last week.
One,
but it was off our lines were down for like 3 or 4 days. The 911 lines were out.
Wow.
So yeah, it was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, we're all about it. Oh, Adam, let's see. Coming from someone who doesn't know guns, always like the Desert Eagle, but so not a bad choice. Well, it is a bad choice, but it's a fun choice.
It's not a concealed carry choice, but it's a get the job done. In one click.
If you got one, you would have to call it like the hammer down protocol or something.
Yes.
Yeah. If you go over to Adam, if you look up Franklin Gun Shop TN, I used to run the Franklin Gun Shop YouTube channel, and you can actually see a video where I took out. We had a Desert Eagle in 44 mag, and it had like a 14.5-inch barrel on it, so. It's like this massive, it's like a mace, You know, it was like
multi-purpose.
It really was, man. But you know, with that 14-inch barrel in 44 mag, like it actually was really smooth to shoot, and it's the highest capacity 44 Magnum you can buy because everything else is a revolver. You know, so but with that one you could hold, I think it was 8. I think it was 7 in the mag and 1 in the chamber, and it was fun to shoot, man. You know, I got little Trump hands, so like I could never own a Desert Eagle effectively. But man,
and I got Michelle Obama hands.
Yeah, he's got Ellen Dance-off hands.
I've got like long alien fingers and big meaty paws.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, but no, the Desert Eagle.
Kids dread me. Yeah, the kids dread me. Come here.
It's the spanking hand.
Like just the shadow that eclipses all light from the room.
Yeah. Like, oh no, it's coming. I tell you what always gets the job done though, no matter the hand size, is knife hands. When you're mad at somebody, instead of pointing at them, you're like, if you knife hand them, you're like, listen. That's a lot of military guys know what I'm talking about. You know, the knife hands.
Tension.
Yeah,
we're gonna go.
You're getting
that
all
way.
4 fingers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you better get upstairs. You better clean your room. Then I want you downstairs. Take out the trash.
And it's always vertical knife. It's never horizontal.
Yeah, it's never
knife.
flat. Yeah. Well, because this also insinuates. You're gonna get smacked. Yeah. You know. So.
Well, you better watch out for this one.
yeah. That's the Biden hand. That's the Weinstein hand. Oh, can you say Weinstein on YouTube without getting like deplatformed? I guess we'll know. Yeah. I guess whatever. You know. Strange times we're living in.
Yes, very strange.
I tell you, man,
times.
the internet has been their best friend and their worst enemy because you can't control it.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
See, that's the optimism I'm talking about. You think that the entire world is connected and controlled by one dominating force, but it also works against them very much.
Yeah.
You know, they can't keep track of the little guy. They can ban him here, but they can't catch him over here.
Right. It's whack-a-mole.
It is. It's whack-a-mole. And they can't,
Well, like, you remember that
use
little...
use it to our favor, for sure.
You remember that cylindrical gel toy that you could play with that you would squeeze and it would
slip out?
And it would always slip. The internet is like that. Censorship. You can, impose net neutrality, which all of a sudden, by the way, back in like 2012, like all the Democrats wanted net neutrality and all the conservatives were like, no, free market, free speech. And now, like, the friggin' tables have totally turned. And now all the Republicans, all the rhinos are like, oh, we need net neutrality. And it's like, you guys, it's like you really just, it's like Matt Stone and Trey Parker say, it's like you literally got up and just switched seats.
Yeah.
You know,
it's weird how they do that. It's weird how they do that.
That's wherever China's dangling that yen, baby. You know?
Ah, man.
It's wherever.
So we don't know.
A certain other country that I'm not allowed to talk about, but you won't know. You know who I'm talking about.
A week from today will be the first Sunday after the 6th.
Yeah.
And most likely, the Democrats are going to get away with everything on the 6th.
Yeah.
But there are a couple scenarios in which they don't get away with it, and the world just explodes. Yeah. Goes into rabid chaos in the streets. And then there's a scenario where they don't get away with it, but I won't say the far right, but the zealots who feels really cheated and are really working themselves into a foamy fervor are going to lose their minds and cause a bunch of problems. Yeah. So we don't know what that means. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do this a week from now. We don't know.
Who knows?
But it'll be interesting.
It's uncharted territory.
It'll be interesting. I will say that
I know who that is.
You do?
That's an ally. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
awesome.
I can't say who that is.
No offense if you're a patriotic zealot who's ready to take arms and go into the streets.
Well, that's the interesting thing about it. Like, there have been some other 3%. That's that whole 3%er movement.
Right.
And, it was really on display in Portland earlier this year when you had two groups of a-holes. You had like the Antifa set, and then you had like all the
Proud Boys set.
The Proud Boys set. Yeah. And like, I mean,
groups like them, right.
Right. Just that, like, those groups that will go looking for the spark, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not anti Proud Boys, but it's like there is a moment where you watch that and you realize, you know what? I bet that's what people felt like or would have felt like 150 years ago if they had TV. Of just watching these two groups out there just yelling at each other, being like, great, we're all going to get dragged into this.
Yeah.
And, you know, SJW Princess. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what's going on. Yeah. Kissy face to you too, buddy. Yeah. This is the most I'll ever get Delta out of the cave. This is as good as it gets.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Delta yet, but I appreciate you joining.
I tell you, yeah.
And I appreciate Michael joining too on the Fringe Mythology page.
Hey,
thank you for joining.
Yeah. So Fringe Mythology, do you have a YouTube for that, or is that only through Facebook?
No, I'm just doing this through Facebook, through our Facebook page.
Gotcha.
I don't have a YouTube.
That's a pretty good community, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there are a lot of people on the page, and it's all random stuff. It's conspiracies, it's Bigfoot, it's aliens,
Dogman.
Yeah, it's the supernatural.
Yeah,
you know, all the cryptids for sure. It's all that good stuff.
You know what? Actually,
all the stuff we're not allowed to like voice and talk about that we wonder about, have questions about. It's a platform to
and then
share
you take
all those
a
ideas.
Weekend and you go sojourn down to the you take a pilgrimage to the Bigfoot Museum.
Oh yeah, yes,
and
we
hang
did.
out with all the other weirdos and the terminal virgins and
terminal virgin, the incels, at the Bigfoot Museum.
Yeah,
there were families there.
That's true.
Families that had successfully propagated the species, had their own children.
See, that's what gives me hope. You know, is that I look around and I say, you know what? These freaks got married and had kids. Maybe my standards are too high or stupid. Maybe I have stupid standards.
No, I don't think you have. I think you have excellent standards, and maybe the bar isn't high enough, and you're just open for whatever, so nothing ever comes.
Yeah, boy.
You know, be picky.
Boy, you've been talking to the boys at the YMCA again, haven't you, Nick? You've been talking to the boys down at the swapping shop.
I don't believe in the YMCA anymore.
yeah, or the Boy Scouts. What a shame. Actually, you know what? So I am curious to see if you have any opinion on General Flynn, because Flynn, you know, he's an interesting player in this whole game.
Mm-hmm. He is a very interesting player. He's been pardoned. I don't know anything about him other than I guess he's active again.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. All I know is that for someone like me, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I am not going to do anything unless it's the right thing. It's heavily organized and it has leadership.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, and that's what Delta is saying there. Bannerman. You know, he's Delta understands that, and he illuminated me to this, that if there's any bannerman, if there's any guy that you could rally under, you know, you would think it would be Trump, but really it's probably Flynn more than anybody.
Yeah. I look at it like technology. Like if something kicks off, I'm going to look at it like the latest,
the latest iPhone.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what?
Wait until they get
I'm going to watch it for a while, see how popular it is.
You know,
I'm a late adapter is what I'm saying to things like that.
You're not on the bleeding edge of high risk, low reward investment.
No. The thing about being on the bleeding edge is that you bleed out.
You bleed.
Quickly.
You bleed
and usually pretty quickly.
Yeah, you might not bleed totally. Yeah. Yeah, he does have the background. You know, I would like to know more about the guy's last name was Miller. He was the Special Forces commander who was thanking Pence, tearfully thanking Pence at that or that speech or whatever, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I really would like to know what it was that he was referring to when he talked about Pence's leadership in these like really high order complex. I think he called them some of the most complex operations they had ever encountered or engaged in. Yeah.
Interesting.
Fascinating thing that I don't know. I haven't done enough of a deep dive on it, but I think it is kind of something that's Adam, you're missing the fun, buddy. You got to come to America, man. This is where all the action is, baby. I mean, come on. England's beautiful. It's great, but I mean, your culture's gone. It got taken over by the what.
No, I think it exists underground.
It does. You know, it really does.
I think it pulses stronger. Remember the line of London Bridge? Remember that guy during the terrorist attacks when they blew up? It was a terrorist. What was it? It was like somebody like drove a bus or someone into a crowd of people. There's like a terrorist.
Oh, the London Bridge thing. Yeah, I do remember that.
And there was a guy from a pub, an Englishman from the pub.
Really?
And he was like, he's just what we would call just kind of, just a backwoods type of guy.
Yeah.
But he was like 100% British. And he went out, like he ran into the mess and was like charging the guy.
Yeah.
Did
he really?
Yeah. The line of London Bridge. You got to check that guy out.
That's so awesome.
Great. He's great. And I'm like, those people, they should still exist to preserve that spirit.
Yeah.
And we have them here in droves, and they're armed, and they're weird, and they're scary,
and they're fun,
and
they know their bourbon.
They know their bourbon and their beard oils.
That's a beautiful thing about people like that is that like those are people who. Oh yeah,
he ran out. Yeah, drove a van into a group of people. Yeah. The Line of London ran out and attacked the guys.
I knew Adam.
He is amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Adam's he's a dude.
He knows. Yes.
Yeah. I think they would call him a lad. We would call him a dude. Yeah.
I don't know.
Adam just finished Triptych Codex' audiobook, so I gotta hammer down and review it, but it's been really good so far.
Cool.
It's been really cool.
Very cool.
So it's been a nice, pleasant distraction, and I honestly think that like it must. Adam, you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I think it actually might be hard for Adam to do Triptych Codex because at least with the third one, it involved Giad Althaziel, who he gave him a Scottish accent, and so I gotta think like, man, it's got to be hard to do. Like I did a Scottish accent when I was on the pirate ship.
Yeah,
but there wasn't like a whole lot of talking.
I mean, you have to. I have 3 references for Scottish accents.
Yeah, Braveheart.
Mel Gibson from Braveheart, of course.
Yeah.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And Fat Bastard. That's it. That's all I got.
Right. Yeah.
I have Mike Myers, Mel Gibson, and Sean Connery.
I eat because I'm fat.
I don't know
fat because I eat
Scots. I don't know any Scots.
Yeah. My Uncle Steve. I got to spend some time down in Florida with Uncle Steve. So that was a good education. What I really learned from Uncle Steve was you need a blood-borne fury whenever you speak.
It's just constant pent-up anger.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
As a way of life.
It's exactly. Just you wake up, just eyes open, and you're just, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at everything. I'm pissed drunk. I'm pissed because I'm not pissed drunk. I'm pissed because I'm sober. Oh, I got to pass.
Adam says it was average. Average was 2 hours recording for every 45 minutes recorded. Wow, dang. It was so worth it for the effect and character.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It is.
That's cool.
I hope they sell because you earned your keep on that one, buddy.
Yeah, man.
And we have actually we've sold a decent amount of audiobooks for what it is. It's so niche, Period.
Yeah, that's great.
But we've sold a decent amount of audiobooks here lately that I thank Adam for that. It wasn't my writing because if that were the case, then the paperbacks and the ebooks would be flying off the shelves.
Yep.
But so anyways, what about you? What's going on with your stuff?
Oh gosh, so I'm hitting the new year really hard.
Yeah.
This past week it was just a fury of activity. I have Hacker Jack 2 plotted out. I did the plotting, the character development all week. That's what I was pretty much focused on. So for Hacker Jack 2, the second science fiction kids book.
Yeah.
That starts writing tomorrow. I have submitted Travelers League book 6 to the editor and engaged a cover designer.
Really?
For that. Yes.
Awesome.
I have submitted how many? I've submitted like 2 different things to ACX.
Yeah.
So I'm farming out. Well, Hacker Jack's already in ACX. There is the pre-story to the Travelers League that I'm going to have in Audible format.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one? Oh, book 3 of the Travelers League. That was the other one. I sent that to ACX.
Yep.
And then it was, my kids and I made another video for our, Kid Ventures video series.
Yeah.
Recorded that all day yesterday, edited that all day today. And this is so just a lot. I got a lot of New Year's resolutions.
Good. Yeah.
This is my
Chump.
This is my calendar.
Sucker.
This is my calendar for January.
God, if my marketing manager is watching this right now, she's probably like this. Just, God, why couldn't I work with this guy?
Because this guy's broke. Because this guy's got no money. That's why.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't either after Christmas, man. I'll tell you. Like,
oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, I bought Cameron a hang drum. There's a guy down in Colombia who makes these drums out of propane tanks.
Yeah,
and they're really cool, but they also cost like $450, $480.
You love your brother, don't you?
And I tried. We tried. It sounds beautiful, man. He likes to play it with his hands. He likes to play it with his fingers because, of course, he does. And but they come with like hammers, and they're just like bouncy balls on wooden sticks. But when you play it with the bouncy ball, with the actual
mallets,
drum, the mallets, thank you.
Yep.
I'm a writer. Apparently, it's a writer too. And when you play it with the mallets, it's beautiful. It's got this real deep, resonant sound to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why did I want to see it when I come over later?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It's money not well spent. Yeah. How'd you know, Jason?
Enter Jason Swift. Cheers.
Cheers to now. You know what my nickname is for Jason?
What?
It's it used to be just Squatch because he's like 8 feet tall.
Oh, right on.
And
okay.
he's from Kentucky, but really but now that he's a dad, it's Papa Squatch.
Papa Squatch.
So,
nice.
Yeah, Jason. Nice. Jason, I'm immortalizing Jason and Delta as potential characters in Roman Coke and the Sasquatchalypse. There you go. I basically just like assembled all the cool people who would be effective in that sort of scenario. I was like, what if we can just like constellate this story with cool people and tons of guns and just wrap them all up and just see where it goes.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that sounds great. So
as soon as I'm done with the unabridged version of Imperium Folly, which actually is coming along pretty well. I've been but I tell you, it haunts me every night because Nick coined a phrase a while ago.
Hold on, before you coin that phrase.
Yeah.
I think my mother-in-law's watching.
Oh yeah? Hey.
Yeah, hey Mimi.
What's up?
Hey, in case you're watching on the Fringe Mythology page. Yeah, so cool. I don't know what the phrase was you're about to coin.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It was
try to keep it at least PG-13.
No, well, you did it on one of these. You did it on a live stream.
Yeah.
He called it a sometime book. A sometime novel.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like, oh yeah, you'll get to it at some point, eventually, I
actually came up with a sometime. I had a flash of inspiration. I had a flash of inspiration today. Not today, but this week.
Yeah.
For a novel, like an adult novel.
Really?
Yeah, because I've done
he's putting on his
middle
big boy
grade.
pants.
Yeah, right. I've done middle grade. I've done one young adult /adult, but this is like an adult novel, and it's a someday book, right? I have all of the characters. I know who they're going to be.
Yep.
I know what they're like, and I know what the story's going to be about. But it's too big for me right now.
Yeah.
Like it's too big.
I'm
not like when you I can drive a car, but I can't drive an 18-wheeler.
Right.
I don't have the license or the experience to do that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not ready to jump into, but I'm, you get a whiff of inspiration, you get excited about it. But the hard thing for me was not letting that distract me from all the things that I've planned to do.
Yeah. And as a writer, it really is tough because that's a real temptation. I mean, because it is a vein that you really want to follow.
Yep.
And it's lingering out here, just right on the periphery of your light. And it's just like, hey, come on, play with me.
Yeah. I'm that new shiny thing.
Yeah.
I'm that new shiny thing.
Don't you want to take me out and have fun with me? And it's like, yeah, I do. But I got this old frumpy thing that I'm working on right now. I'm committed, Yeah, I understand. By the way, Jason, I tell you what is money. Yeah, Frank. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but how many of those, look, I'm going to say it. How many of those books after the first Dune are really worth it, Jason? Huh? Are they really good? I guarantee he's like, no. I guarantee that'll make it bad. I miss hanging out with Jason so much because Jason was such a good sport about everything because he's 8 feet tall and he can rip you in half if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So he could be a good.
It's like Chewbacca.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Jason was like Chewbacca. Yeah.
Rip your arms out of your sockets if he loses.
Yeah, I tell you, Jason, you need one of these. This is money well spent.
Yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. I'll show the fringe.
Yeah,
folks. We have Ungrateful Colonial shirts.
USAKilts.com, right? That's a website.
Yep. Yeah. USA Kilts.
Yeah.
And it got here in like. I mean,
Dude,
I ordered
days,
it
right?
Sunday night after our live stream last week.
Yeah.
And it arrived yesterday.
Yeah.
In the mail yesterday.
It really is. It's like 5 or 6 days. And it's $25. Free shipping, I think. I think they have a free shipping option.
And I went with a free shipping option.
Yeah. So, I mean,
in a week.
You can't beat it. And the material's great. I'm super picky about my T-shirts.
Yeah.
Super. I don't like thick T-shirts.
Yeah,
I don't
these are
like,
nice. These are perfect.
And they already kind of look a little faded, so you don't have
That's
to.
the style.
Yeah, it's part of the style. And they're great, man. I wore this. Nick told me earlier. I called him. I was like, hey, we still getting together same time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. Hey, don't forget to wear your Ungrateful Colonials t-shirt. And I got to wash it. Like, do you really have to wash it? I told him, no, I've been wearing it for like 3 days straight. I got to wash it. Like,
when it came in the mail, I told Rihanna that I'm going to wash this until there's a hole between this collar and the seam.
Dude, I had a shirt that was like that.
You can smell me coming down the stairs. From the kitchen.
I had an Evil Knievel shirt it was gray. It had Evil Knievel on it. It had like a stitched band here, and here, and I wore that thing until that happened, until it separated.
Awesome.
Until I had to throw it away.
When I put this on, I have a gut, right? I'm not in the best shape.
I don't. Baby,
yeah, we have a gallon, not a 6-pack.
Yeah.
So I put this. It says Ungrateful Colonial on it. So when I put this shirt on, my boobs hung over. All you could read was Ungrateful.
Ungrateful.
It looked like a circle of stars that said Ungrateful, kicking off the new year the right way. So I have to keep pulling it down. Like, no, there's more to the message.
Yeah, no, there really is. Yeah, I have to remember that when I'm showing them off to the senoritas at the Mexican restaurant. Bugging them. I got mad though last time.
Cassandra says I would type more, but my boyfriend. Oh,
okay. Hey, well, you do you, kid.
Yeah, you do you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
No, I kind of got mad at the senorita a little bit last week when we were there because I asked her, I was like, what is the thing that you would like if you could have anything for Christmas? It's just hot little, Mexican chick. She's from Mexico apparently. And I was like, if you could have anything for Christmas, what would you?
You've been hitting on her for a few weeks.
Oh yeah, just bugging her. I like the bug girls at work. It's where they can't escape.
Back to those standards.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just playing with fire until I break and decide to go back to church. But she was like, yeah, if I could have anything, I would like to go back to Mexico where I'm from, because no one here talks to each other. Like everybody in Mexico, in my hometown, in my village, in her little hovel, it's like they all just like, they all know each other and they say hey, and she just started like kind of complaining about how like people didn't really talk around here. And at first I was like, yeah, I get it. But then I thought, hey, you know what? If you don't like it, like,
bye.
Yeah, but we don't need you. I mean, not for nothing, kid, but like, you ain't saving lives slinging queso. You're cute, but I mean, if you don't want to be here, like, you don't have to be here.
Yeah.
As an ungrateful colonial, I was wearing this shirt at the time, so I was feeling ultra patriotic, and that's an aspect of patriotism, man. Like, yeah. I would not move to Germany and then complain to the Germans about German culture.
How great America is compared to German culture.
Yeah, like I think I'd just like go back to America, or be grateful for the land that like welcomes me and is safe.
Yeah,
and I can walk down the street at night and probably not, have. I mean,
problems. We live in a town.
Oh, it's so soft. It's so protected.
Oh, we're in a bubble.
Safe.
We're south of a very conservative city in a very conservative. Well, I say it's a conservative city. We're in a super conservative state.
Yeah.
The little town we live in is very safe. It's just all families.
Yeah.
In the U.S., I mean, we're in a bubble.
Yeah. And, first world problems. You're right, Jason.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And if you're going to live here and complain.
Yeah, dude.
Go home. You can't be helped. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't help you.
It is the best it's ever going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, you might have. I'm sure you probably run into that a little bit of like being like, dude, why are you taking a dump on my Oh yeah, the dog's wagging a tail back there. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I think the family's home. That's probably what it is.
Okay, they'll storm in here in a minute.
So Sherry, she's on, and Sherry, it's funny. She's on the Fringe Mythology thing over there. I was thinking right before you logged on, because we were talking about cryptids, we were talking about the Fringe Mythology page. I was thinking like it would be really cool if we became the new Edge of Wonder. That's kind of my aim in a way with this a little bit, because like they kicked off Edge of Wonder. I think they're gone. I think they got nuked from YouTube. So there's a real void there for for that sort of like conspiracy, anything related to cryptids, to Q, to for
paranormal.
Yeah, paranormal. Arcane technology, Illuminati, the what's and the who's, that I'm not allowed to talk about. I'm just saying, Yeah, and Shelby. So, anyways, do you want to do your typewriter one-off?
Let's do the one-offs.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do the one-offs. Who's going first? Rock, paper, scissors for it.
Prepare yourself.
All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, look at that. Beat me again.
Gotcha.
Man, I thought it was on a roll.
You go first.
All right. All right, here we go.
Oh, man, this one. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. If anybody has any questions, just throw them in there while I'm reading.
By the way, this is time for typewriter one-offs. Every week we type a one-page short story on a typewriter because it changes the voice, mood, and story and everything when you go through the exercise. And then we share it. We read it.
Yeah.
So,
I guess we probably should give
a little sample of the master's writing here.
Yeah. Well, I knew he was up a creek, by the way, when I was like, talking to him about his what's the writing thing that you have, the writing rules for kids,
writing tips for kids,
tips for kids. And he was like, he just, as an aside, we're at the Christmas party. He was like, well, it's all the stuff I learned from you. And I was like, thank you, but you barked up the wrong tree. you should be swimming and you're climbing a tree. Everything I learned from Stephen Pressfield, and everything that's not good is.
We'll give him credit then. So, we'll give him credit then.
Yeah, and blame him also. No. All right, here we go. The light is blinding. She pokes me until I'm awake. Get up, she tells me, her voice muffled by the pillow. You're squishing me. I readjust. I must have been smothering her during the night. This is probably how I'll wind up in jail. My cousin always said it would be a girl that would be the end of me. He clearly knew something I didn't. Say what you will about the stoners with a rap sheet longer than John Holmes's moneymaker, their brains have a certain insight that we normies can so often lack. The shine of my white armor obscures my vision, no doubt. I was always Luke, never Han. Who we are on the playground is who we will become. Everything I knew at 7. It just took another 3 decades to accept it. It's too early. The sun hasn't risen yet. The sky still refuses to give up the stars. Everything is painted in a cobalt wash. It's my favorite time of day. I peel myself out of bed like a hunter carefully shifting his weight across a dry layer of leaves, careful not to disturb her. Once downstairs, I'm free to move about the cabin. I make some coffee and step out onto the deck. A cigarette burns its ember glow before me, killing my night vision and shaving off 7 minutes of my life. Worth it. This was not the life my parents had envisioned for me, nor is it the life I would have chosen. But it is, and I have to deal with it. But it is the hand that I have been dealt. A man must trade in the currency of reality, not the dream of his own expectations. I didn't choose to love her, but I did choose to call her, and I chose to stay. How could I forsake her, this angel in amber clad, this devil in a red dress? They are coming for her, and I am all she has. At least it'll be on my terms. Most men aren't afforded that luxury. For that, I am grateful. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, as my mother used to say. But every knight errant needs a dragon to slay, lest time and the cruelty of the world's isolation malform him into a blackguard. It's a glimpse into the swirling, dark tempest that that is,
a character who's resolved to do his best with what he can control,
and personal responsibility.
Yeah,
Yep. And you accept it. It's like Colin Powell said to Bush before invading Iraq: "You break it, you buy it."
Mm-hmm.
It's like you take this on, man. It's yours.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want the consequences, don't climb into the seat.
Yep. Yep. Man, that's awesome. It's heavy. That's a heavy page.
Well, and I tried not to do something like warlike. You don't understand how hard it is.
That's difficult for you.
For me not to just I can't just write a story about
You didn't mention one brigade.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't a single gun or weapon or blood in the whole thing. So, if I had a Patreon.
Kudos, that's great. No, that's awesome.
I can't, I can't do it. I can't just write a thing about a puppy, You can't just hold a puppy. You got to shove it down deep, Anyways, so
you gotta let your puppies breathe. You can't.
Hey, you know what? That's what I
stuff them down and repress them.
Thank you.
Let your puppies breathe.
Are you watching Yamena? Because that's what
That's what this whole live stream is about. We're just letting our puppies breathe. That's all it is. It's a metaphor.
Yeah,
that was dumb.
Oh, right. Adam says that Susie really liked the writing tips.
That's cool. Oh, great! Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad. I hope they're entertaining and helpful. I appreciate it. And there's more to come. I have 7 more that I've committed to making. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
sweet,
awesome. Thank you for that, Adam.
Do you have a set number?
10. I'm going for 10.
Going for 10. Yeah. Well, that's a good idea because honestly, you need that structure when you write. To be honest with you, you need the boundaries, whether it's a novel or a video series or whatever. And it's not an ironclad thing. It doesn't have to be, but if you can buttress yourself and bookend create boundaries for yourself, then that gives you the framework. It's like remember when we built the gardens at the house?
Yep.
And we framed it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can pour all the mulch in it that you want, but you have to have that framework to know how much mulch you need and how high it'll be. Those boundaries work for information dispensation, for your pace, so okay, I can't take 5 pages or 5 minutes describing this one little thing,
right? Because
it's a 300-page novel or a 10-hour, or 5-hour video series. So time and page time are real things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's where pacing, understanding how to utilize pacing really comes in. And editing. Editing is very important. Yep. You can save something in editing.
Yeah, and each one of these videos is only 6 minutes. Yeah. So it's just
that's smart.
1 or 2 tips.
Yeah.
In 6 minutes of fluff.
But
editing and entertainment and characters.
But honestly, even for an adult,
which I love,
6 minutes, 1 or 2 tips is all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's how adults do it. For other adults. What is Jordan Peterson, his 12 rules for life. It's a whole book based off of 12 rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great.
Maybe that'll morph into my first, nonfiction book.
I mean, honestly, that's the great thing about it is I think you'll find, I haven't watched them because, I'm a bad brother,
Please.
But I'm sorry. But the thing is, I bet you the stuff that you are writing for kids is probably 80% applicable to adults.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because it's what I learned. It was the best practices that I learned 2 years ago when I started writing.
Yeah. And what's great about that is
actually the things that worked. The things that worked that all the full-time authors were saying, this is how we write. This is what you need to do to create something that's going to work out there.
Well, and you're not
and I just distill it for kids.
But you're not condescending to kids. That's the beautiful part of it.
Because they're smarter than me.
What? They're smarter than both of us. You know?
Susie's
easy. Probably smarter than all of us.
Oh,
combined,
for sure.
You know, but that's the thing. And that's one thing I think we learned from buddying around with our dad at the studio and stuff, and being around adults, is we learned that like you don't need to condescend to a kid. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
You don't need to condescend to a kid to communicate to him. If you treat a kid like an adult, if you at least just a couple steps above where they're at, you know, then they'll catch up, and it helps them grow and expand and develop, you know, and that's, oh, cute. She wants to say hello during the video when it happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cute.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Susie.
Hello, Susie. Thanks for watching with your dad.
Your dad is super cool, by the way.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I wish we were cooler so that meant more, but you know. Anyways, you want to?
She's this size. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do mine. All right.
Cool.
Keeping in mind that there are younger people watching.
Oh yeah.
This is violent and graphic.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no language.
Yeah.
There's no other stuff, but it is violent and graphic. I'm throwing that out there.
That's probably
you have about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Here we go. Okay. I can't remember. That's what she told us. My partner bobbed his head and moved on with the questions, but I wasn't buying it. It's too convenient to say I don't remember. It's too easy. The blonde bombshell wasn't in shock. That was obvious from the way she smacked the gum in her mouth. Most women would have been babbling incoherently, breaking out in sweats, pale. This chick was cool as ice, a master actress. Heck, she even added an air of impatience, mixed with boredom. Ma'am, I interrupted my partner's softball questions. There is a dismembered child in your bathtub. Your clothes reek of decay. Not my child, not my problem. She could not have sounded less like Satan. Beg to differ, ma'am. The words were cast as violently as the tight-fisted right cross conjured in my thoughts. Your bathtub, your clothes, your problem. An accomplished charge at least, probably 50 years without parole. She stumbled when I said that. She tried to hide it too, but I had her double thinking the whole nothing to see here act. Now tell me what happened. She flicked her cigarette at me, ashes nearly missing my loafers. I didn't give a crap. I've been waiting in cartage all day. I told you I don't remember. My stepdad always gave me a backhand when I riposted with those same words. The sting of his meaty hand and the scar on my right brow now tingling, the memories rushed back at me, charging my overtaxed emotions. I must have gone full red by the look in my partner's eyes. He moved in to hold me back, but before his arm made contact with my chest, my service pistol had discharged, sending the back half of Blondie's skull across the bedroom and through the open door of the bathroom. You can guess where it landed, but I don't remember.
That's awesome. I love it. That is awesome. That kind of actually reminds me of, you've got a pretty good handle on gun violence. That reminds me of Unintended Consequences. By John
Oh,
Ross.
Yeah, you mentioned that book.
Very, very similar graphical description of, yeah.
Just a cop who just lost it. He's just done.
Yeah. Okay. This is good, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Full red. Yep.
I did that 15 minutes before you showed up today. So I'm a last minute,
dude,
one-off type
we are
of guy.
I swear, both of us, we're so last minute. Like, it's just become a thing now to where, like, we're just not doing our typewriter one-offs until Sunday.
Yeah.
It's just not happening until Sunday.
I actually have it.
Now I carve out time for it.
Not only do I carve out time for it, I have it in my journal.
Okay.
Let me show you.
See, that's funny that Nick, like,
next Sunday the 10th. Oh, write one-page typewriter one-off.
God. Okay, that makes
and
me
for
feel
the
17th.
Okay, I can go on.
Yeah. belaboring the point. Yeah.
I schedule my procrastinism.
That's you know what, whatever. Is it really procrastination if you factor it into your schedule at that point? That's working with what you have. Mentally.
I think I knew I was going to do that, so I just conceded and wrote it down when I knew I'd wait to the very last second.
Yeah.
So I just wrote it down on the last second of the calendar.
You know, that's just accepting,
to make me feel like I'm planning it and I'm productive.
Like you have some sort of control
I just
over
know
this.
me.
Yeah.
I just know me.
That's dealing in reality.
Yeah.
And not in fantasy. That's dealing with how life is and not how you think it will be.
Right.
Yeah, which is a big difference. You know,
it's great.
I do the same thing. I called my my Aunt Jane down in Florida, so I could get her email address to send her a promo code, and then we talked about politics. We talked about what was going on and everything, and then as soon as I hung up, and I talked to my marketing manager, and as soon as those conversations were done, I was right on the typewriter. That was like 3:00. So while the shirt was drying in the laundry, by the way. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
I like to one-up him whenever I can, but
I better let my dog out.
Yeah, I know.
Will you excuse me for just a moment?
Actually, I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can go ahead.
I'll be right back.
You can go ahead and do that. They're here. All right. Let's see. Now that Nick is gone, we can talk. Oh man,
I'm back.
Oh wow.
You guys talking about me? What y'all say?
Okay. I can't say it on.
What y'all doing? Hey guys.
Shh. No one say anything. No one say anything. Shut up.
Oh, Nick. Oh, dang. Hey, what's up? Jeez.
Hey, Nick. Wow, you're back really quick, huh? Wow, that didn't take long.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't know how to really, Stephen Pressfield talks about resistance, and resistance manifests so easily as procrastination.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you can do one of two things. You can work with how you are, or you can try to fix what is clearly wrong with you. And unless you find some sort of a routine that works for you, that motivates you, you have to find something as a writer that gets you excited to get out of bed.
Yeah.
You really do. And for you figured that out with like Starbucks early in the morning, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
You get up early, and that really helps. For me, it's after work because I'm pretty excited to be done with the day. Ironically, at the same time, we write around the same time of the day.
We do. It's just the end of his day and the beginning,
of his. Yeah.
There's a slight overlap.
It's a weird secret.
That's when I get.
Right?
That's when I get my Instagram messages from you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm sending them all the memes.
When I'm trying to write, I'm getting this notifications distracting me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's how I stay better. Yeah, no, it's not at all. Are you are you still planning out Henry Half Moon 2?
At the moment, no.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm gonna. I mean, it's a someday book.
Is it
really? It's a someday book.
Because you wrote a little bit for it.
I did. I didn't have it plotted out because I was going, I'm gonna pants it. And I probably will, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. It could be one of the I want to get at least 4 books published this year.
Oh yeah.
Written and published this year.
Yeah.
And that might be 3 or 4. I don't know.
God,
it won't be 1 or 2 because I already know what those are. But it might be 3 or 4. I don't know.
What's your average word count? What do you shoot for
in a day?
No, for a manuscript.
Well, I mean, Henry Half Moon was 65,000.
That's pretty
65,000 words.
Yeah.
And then the Travelers League books, they're all around 30. They're about half that because they're middle grade.
Yeah.
So they're all 30,000.
Have you ever,
except for the prequel and the little side story I'm doing, they're about 15,000, 20,000. Hacker Jack's 15,000. No, excuse me, Hacker Jack's 20,000. So it's a shorter read. Yeah. But for the second French mythology book, in the Henry Half Moon universe, that'll be probably around the same, about 60,000.
You gonna put Dogman in it?
I might. Maybe I already did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
See, I don't even know why I try. When he left me,
depends.
I'm the learner. Now he is the master.
I don't want to write a bunch of stuff and then end up writing something that is just coming out of my subconscious because I hear you talking about the book you're writing too at the same time.
Really? You think that would?
I think you should write yours first. Maybe that's what I'm writing.
Oh, Sasquatch Lips.
Yep. Sasquatch Lips.
See, I know what he's doing.
You first. You go first. You go first.
Yeah.
You test the market.
Yeah. No,
I'm right here. I'm a light adapter, like I said earlier.
I tell you, Jamie was
See if it
really,
works.
my marketing manager was really excited about that one too. Like everybody's excited about it. I am too. I'll tell you, it's intimidating though. The idea of, because it's like, how do you really do that? How do you really write? It's a cool, fun theory, but you got to bring the heat, baby. You can't, you can't cut away. You can't like, and then they fought, and you can't like cut to 10 years later when, the Sasquatch War is over. Yeah, I mean, you gotta deliver. You gotta lay it out there. and so like,
Funk.
yeah, So I mean, like, how do you?
You can do that though.
It's just hard figuring it out, honestly, and it's one of those that I've waited for so long because I've been intimidated by it because I thought I was going to have to plan it really hard. But I think if you just pants it, if you just go, like a big thing with writing, and I really mean this, and they're like, if certain people are watching this, they're going to hate me for saying it because we've argued about it, but I really think it's true. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that, buddy. That's sweet of you. You have far too much confidence in me. But you can't let perfection be the enemy of progress. You can't.
Yep.
You might not.
Yep.
You might not love, the direction that the story is going. You might regret not having this character. You might not know how you're going to show the downfall of civilization at the hands of Sasquatch.
Doesn't that sound amazing? By the way,
I mean,
that sounds awesome,
right? So,
oh my gosh,
I don't,
the Bigfoot Wars,
Sasquatch
Wars.
There was one series of books written a few years ago that I think was, or maybe 10 years ago, that was kind of like that, but it was about like, it was sort of like 40 Days a Night. It was like Bigfoots or Sasquatches attacking like an Alaskan village or something. Small scale.
Yeah,
but like, I like the big picture idea.
Yeah.
What if like the president goes on the news in front of the podium talking about how like there are these strange anomalies and everybody needs to stay indoors, and then like one just like into the show.
It's awesome.
I mean, let's just like get wild with it, baby.
Yeah,
just go crazy.
That's like Independence Day levels of just stuff that that people only imagine, but never really. No one's ever taken the time to tell the story and show it. Yeah.
Well, and the only thing that really helped, because it also, resolution is a big problem. It's like, how do you solve the Bigfoot, problem, the Bigfoot problem, and but I thought one thing that would be cool is I always wanted to write an alternate version of Heavenly Realms Empyrean Falling, the war of, the rebellion of Lucifer, but set in that gap theory motif with like that antediluvian world, and have like it be more of this Atlantean empire kind of thing, which in the more like fringe esoteric circles of that world kind of involves Sasquatch.
Yeah, they're like almost like a slave race holdover.
Yeah.
From the fallen, Atlantean.
So that was kind of like, that's the only, because the idea of a Sasquatch war that's not a story, but then if you add that second layer, that's still not technically a story.
It's just context.
It's context, right? And it gives you something to sort of start knitting something together so that you have something arcane and esoteric for the protagonist to aim for.
Yeah.
Sort of like in Stargate when the hot chick, the weird little chick takes him down, James Spader, down into the cave, and she shows him the hieroglyphics. What did that say? No, that's very sweet of you, man. Yeah, right. And then even the Western Empire, dude. The chapter I'm writing right now is called Barrel, and it's about this elite team of 6 seraphim who take a tome half into the West, and they take this thing called the Barrel Way. And the Barrel Way is like this weird sort of cavernous pathway that the archangels use to sort of carry the angels out of. But it's like this glittering cave in through the West.
Cool.
That leads to the metropolises of the Western Empire. And I was trying to like come up with interesting things about it. And one of the things was thought it would be like sort of like a haunted Barrow White's field cave where like angels are like frozen in suspended animation
Interesting.
from like the sort of, because in the Heavenly Realm series, the book or the Western Empire, they talk about it a little bit, but it has that sort of Atlantean downfall feel to it of technological hubris. And I wanted to use like some sort of weird energy aspect to it, like almost like nuclear energy, and so it created this like kind of Lovecraftian tunnel or cave called the Barrel Way that maybe they escaped out of it. Maybe it had like these Western Empire forbidden powers and energies attached to it, and maybe anybody who got trapped in it, like they still whisper to you as you're walking through. It's just like a haunted house.
Yeah.
I want to do something like kind of Lovecraftian.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's
Anyways,
cool.
I gotta probably brush up on my Lovecraft.
You gotta write it down, man. You gotta write it down.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing. Like anytime I write any new chapter, it's like you'll have like the manuscript, the actual chapter right here, and then underneath it at the bottom of the page, you'll just have a big block of notes. Just a bunch of random crap that you have down here.
Yeah.
Do you do it like that?
As I'm going,
organized. I know.
No, I do. But on a separate document.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
So kind of that character Bible, story Bible thing. I have a Word, Google Docs.
Oh, yeah.
That I use for that.
The idea of that section from both the journals. Oh, about going into the West? Yeah. So the journal he mentions the Journal of Althaziel. So, the Gaud Althaziel journal, it directly intersects with this plot thread that I'm writing for this unabridged edition. So cool. Adam he'll really dig that.
Yeah, that you have made a huge body of work. It's a huge universe with, I mean, a myriad of very complex characters.
Yeah, there's a lot
written over a long time and then combed over. I mean, you've really.
It's still sloppy and stupid.
It's your overstay, man.
Yeah, it's a
magnum
right
opus. That's what I mean. A magnum opus, not overstay. Your magnum opus, yeah.
Well, it is,
or maybe it's not.
Right. Ooh.
Maybe it's not your magnum opus.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Roman Coke and the Sasquatchalypse is my.
Could be. I'm just saying that might be what puts you on the map.
Oh, for sure. Look, Heavenly Realms is so niche. That's the thing. Yeah. It's a weird thing that'll probably like catch on with some splinter group in 100 years, but for now, like there are 8 people who like it. 15 people thanks to Adam, so we've doubled our numbers.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. But you can make a world complex. It doesn't need to be complex. All you need to do is make it functional. That's all you need. And so like there was one book that I wrote that I look forward to polishing someday called Acronaut. And it was about the Greek mercenary, the blind Greek mercenary with his other mercenary band. It takes place in ancient Greece. Okay. Sort of my homage to Stephen Pressfield. And right after the Second Peloponnesian War, so right after Thermopylae and Plataea, after Xerxes gets thrown back. And I don't really describe much of that world. Partially because you don't need to, because there's already so much that's there that people can look into.
Yeah, but readers, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Readers care less about description of the world, than what you might think.
Most do,
believed. They care more about the characters
and the drama,
and they care about things happening.
Yeah, and that's a real important thing. That's why like pacing in a chapter is so important, because you need to give the reader something interesting that piques their interest in the beginning, and then you can slow it down if you need to and show a little bit of description and build a little context. But you don't want to get bogged down in that, because it'll wear the reader out before. You got to have something spiking the graph, periodically. And, but over time, over years, you will develop this more intricate world, which I did with Heavenly Realms in a way that made sense probably in the first couple years. It really didn't take long, because what happens is once you realize, okay, there's this, and then there's like the Eastern Kingdom. There's Zion, the holy city, and then there's the Valley of a Thousand Peaks, and then there's this other weird thing called the Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come up with the idea of like Atlantis is cool. That's a cool motif. So then you think, well, what if the angels had an Atlantis? Like maybe their really reverent, holy society that they have now is not a natural instinct, it's a lesson learned. What if it came from something else? What would that thing be?
Yeah.
And that's the Western Empire.
Yeah.
That's for Adam. That's where the Western Empire comes from.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what if they had their initial, because your first time doing anything, riding a bike, kissing a girl, at your first job, it's pretty much always a disaster. So,
yeah.
So like,
this
is no different. This resulted in absolute cataclysm, just like all those things result in, absolute disaster and catastrophe. And it's like, okay, well, that's how they can learn the lessons that they need to learn. But that thing is never totally gone. So what if there are angels, but people out there, characters who secretly wish that was the way it was, that like they felt robbed.
Like America.
Yeah, like America, but
it's
bad.
not totally gone. It's still there.
Yeah.
We wish we could go back to it.
Yeah, but a bad version.
Right.
Yeah. We could get back to it. I'm telling you.
That's true. We could. We can.
Mm-hmm.
We will.
Atlantis was in Stargate. I bet it was. Which Stargate, Jason? I never watched Stargate, but Stargate was very cool for having the
one with what's his name? James Spader? No.
So, the movie. There's a movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Movie's like one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made. But then there's a TV show with MacGyver. James, what was his? Jason, you're gonna have to help me. I don't remember the dude's name. It was a MacGyver guy. And then there was the other.
Oh
one.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. His name escapes me, and there are people probably screaming at their computer right now.
Howard Dean? No. Howard Dean Anderson. I bet that's his name.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Dean Anderson, Howard Dean Anderson. I'll wait, Jason, while you figure it out. You're done feeding the baby. Whatever. I don't have anything
Don't
else
get your
going
arms
on.
pulled from your sockets.
Yeah.
You're gonna need those to type.
Dude, there were a couple times. I found the boundary a couple times with Jason. You know what the boundary was? There it's funny, we almost shot each other. There was Marty Robbins, the old country western singer. The song about going down to El Paso, Mexican girl. I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Yes.
One of the greatest songs ever made. One of the most beautiful, and obviously, Richard Dean Anderson. Thank you, John. John for the win. John, the other member of our Holy Trinity from the gun shop.
Awesome.
I know, man.
Awesome.
John
Hello,
is so
John.
cool.
Hello.
Yeah. John, his wife Cindy, his kids, like they're all super cool. Love you guys. I miss you guys too. We're gonna get together and do some reloading sometime. I don't know if you can even say that on YouTube anymore. But anyways, yeah. There was one time I was back in the back of the gun shop and we were doing something, I don't remember what it was. And I asked, like, there's always music in the background whenever we're like unboxing stuff. And Marty Robbins' song came on, and I was like, hey, who does this song? Because I love it. I've heard it several times, never knew who made it or whatever. And man, Jason thought like I was gonna take a dump on it. And he was like, "That's Marty Robbins, and you better shut your mouth if you go talking trash on it." He was like, "I will end you." I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like he jumped down my throat because he got super defensive. He thought because I'm kind of cynical and I like to make fun of things, so he thought that's where I was going with it, and
he was squaring off.
He was
over Marty Robbins,
and then he was, man. There's about to be some blood over Marty Robbins.
I respect that.
Yeah, and then his other the other guy who was working back there, Bill, who was like, if Conan the Barbarian retired, it would be Bill.
Okay.
Bill's like 80 something, and he's like one of the greatest men ever to walk this earth.
Okay.
He's massive, Anyways, but he was like, yeah, I second that. And Bill has stacked more bodies than probably men I've shaken hands with. So these are like these are real deal dudes, you know. And I thought like I thought we were gonna like throw down in the back of the gun shop, all because like I just wanted to know who did this song. They didn't know that I liked the song, you know. They thought I was being mean, you know. Yeah. James Dean Anderson. Is it James Dean? I think Anderson. I don't know. I think it's maybe Richard Dean. Are you sure? I'm dumb. Look, I don't really know. Oh, I can't look it up. I don't know. You know what? So Jason, John says it's Richard Dean Anderson, which I think that might be right. You're saying it's James Dean Anderson. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. How dare you argue with Farmer John? Come on. We all know. Stargate Atlantis. See, I never watched any of the Stargate TV shows.
I didn't either.
I couldn't really get into it. You know, I was too busy watching Babylon 5. Represent. You know. You ever watch Babylon 5? Mm-hmm. Dude, Babylon 5 is awesome. So good.
I remember when you were into it.
Dude, I got the Micro Machines. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's a toy franchise I miss.
Yeah.
Micro Machines.
You remember when this is like total member berries. You remember when we went down to Disney World and we went to Star Tours?
Yes.
And then in the Star Tours, like I'm sure it's way bigger now, but like back in the 90s, Star Tours was like this weird holdover thing because Star Wars wasn't popular.
It was keeping it alive.
It was. It was like, man, I mean, it was on life support.
Yeah.
You know, and it was old, but we dug it. We were so hardcore into it. And you remember the gift shop had like a friggin' Dan and the Modal Nodes mask and like a Darth Vader helmet and like a Scout Trooper helmet. It had a bunch of little like model kits that you could put together.
Yep.
And we got like, Dad had to spend like $200 on us buying those model kits because we had like X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings, TIE fighters. We had all sorts of stuff.
I remember when Micro Machines came out with the Star Wars vehicles.
Yeah, right after that. Yeah. Dude, and they were so cool. And they came out with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like Jabba's sail barge. They had the B-Wing. You know, they had like all your normal stuff, your Millennium Falcon, Shuttle Tidarium. But, man, those things are super cool.
Oh yeah.
That and Jason, you'll appreciate this, but I had the movie Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have like the TV show one, which was like a special edition. You could have the next gen version,
right? Next generation.
But then like the Kirk, you know, Spock, like the William Shatner Enterprise, and that's like one of the coolest things. I wish I'd hung on to all that stuff, man.
Well, man, should we go get some Mexican food?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I gotta go bug a senorita who's ungrateful for being here.
And I want some chips.
Yeah,
I want to enjoy the show. Watch him hit on the girl. It's so great. It's so fun.
I get my beer trimmed. Maybe she likes it. I don't know.
People on Fringe Mythology page, thank you for watching the live
thanks for
stream.
watching, man. You guys are awesome.
We do this every week. We live stream this on YouTube at the Heavenly Realms YouTube channel. Heavenly Realms YouTube channel if you want to join us there every Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And everyone watching on Heavenly Realms.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for showing up. Hope you guys are having a happy new year.
And, happy new year.
Hopefully the world won't collapse before now and next Sunday, at least in the U.S., and we can do it again.
Yeah. You too, Adam. See you, Jason. See you, John.
We don't have a signature.
Delta.
I don't have a signature sign-off, so I'm just going to take one last drink to you guys. Cheers.
Cheers. See you guys.
And you, French Mythology. See you guys later.
French Mythology. Take care. Frank, I think Frank was joining us also on that.
Oh, I missed it. I missed it.
Yeah, Frank Hall, cool. I think is his name. Man, cool. We're still running on this, so that's good. We should say some naughty things. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got to upload that Kid Ventures, too, before we go, too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, Nick learned a very valuable lesson about, like, technological complications.
Such an idiot.
That I was like, dude, I feel you from uploading those videos on the gun shop, like the Franklin gun shop, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it just, you know.
I unplugged. I meant to, I had a little heater blowing on me, and I meant to, after I got done editing this whole big thing, spent 16 hours editing it. I converted it to a file, and I started uploading it to YouTube, which is a long, long process. And so it's uploading, and I go, you know what, I need to get that light plugged in. I'll reach down to unplug the heater, so I have something to plug this light into. And I unplugged the computer instead in the middle of uploading this massive file. Idiot.
It sounds
idiot.
Right. Yeah.
who was Cassandra? Was that her name? Man, I'm so bad with names. I was gonna thank everybody who commented. I can't remember what's her name. Oh well. And the chick. Thanks for joining us. I am bad with names.
Yeah, but that's the chick who was talking naughty stuff.
Yeah. Also, she's got a boyfriend. So
we're not gonna be voicing naughty comments on here because we have friends that watch this with their kids.
With their kids.
Yeah. So that ain't happening. Not on this show. I mean, you can, but I'm not gonna.
Hey, I'm actually down for it in this environment. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Guys. See you next week.
See you next
Happy New
week.
Year.
Peace. Oh.